part that plugs in basically goes into the oil or the grease fitting. It's either fine tread or coarse tread, and it's 8mm. Cars came from the factory with both, so you may need both of them in order to make it work. So anyway, that's what that looks like. Don't much care for a long video, so let's go right at it. In order to take the rear shaft out, we need to do a couple of things first. First of all, the oil level in your transmission is above the shaft level. So in order to keep the thing messy, plus you need to do it anyway, get a vacuum pump and get it out. It's a Hermes transmission. You're not going to get everything out this way. There are 2 drain plugs in the bottom, if memory serves. It was built for Porsche, not for an Amphicar. It's really not a very easy way to go about it, but you can get at least a goodly amount of fluid out this way. Once at the axle, I already got some videos up with how to remove the brakes and the rear and the center hub. So take the grease fitting out of this center shaft, loosen this nut. So this system here, this nut slash bolt needs to be hardened. If your Amphicar has a tendency to waller across the road, feels like everything is loose, it's probably because this bolt, this nut, this bolt is not tightened enough. So it's a 10mm, I think. It's hardened, the nut is hardened, there are no washers on it. Just torque the living crap out of it when you get it ready to put it back together until it breaks and then let off, like the old Model T Fords used to say. So this comes out, this comes out. Don't even worry about taking that out because it's really going to create a lot more trouble than you do. We need to take the drum plate off, which is held together with 4 bolts. One here, one here, one here, one here. Same thing, I use hardened primarily because they're button heads. They're a lot easier to get to. If you have normal hex heads, it's going to be a lot harder. Also have to remove the shock mount on the bottom. So that's, I use a 7/8 wrench. Then this is the tie-down plate that Gord Souter sells. I highly recommend it if you're moving the vehicle around. And then everything just slides out, and then you move your system back. Okay, the other axle is already mostly prepared, so let's go look at it. When you look in there, look at the grease fittings. First of all, look for oil. If there's oil in the bottom, then you have a seal that's leaking in, the double seal that's in the transmission. If that's the case, oil can get out, water can get in. The seals need to be tended to. Your U-joints, there's really no decent way to inspect them from here. Even if they're completely wore out, they may come out very well in this case. So that's the reason why I take the axles out every couple of years or so. In this case, I don't have a grease fitting on it that fits, so I have to take it out anyway. Take the tool, move it in here. I'm trying to do it one-handed because the video tape. This one's coarse tread. I think the other side is fine tread. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it is. At that point, I'm going to tighten this. I kept everything metric because that way I only have to take one thing out of the toolbox. While I tighten it, I feel for this bolt to get looser. And see, once I can start pulling it up, I know it'll come out. So I'm going to mount this thing. I'm going to finish it up with that tool. Now I can wiggle this loose. I have to. Another bit of a turn. Take the blade off. Make it easy on yourself, but keep in mind that none of this stuff will want to come out easy, because there's really not that much space. Once this is out, gently put it down. In this case, put it away. Loosen this up. And wiggle the system loose. Now, while supporting the drive shaft, take it all out. And there she is. Inspect the end. Check the U-joint and everything else. Clean it up, re-grease it, and basically put it back the same way. I do not use a dust boot because it retains water and it comes apart often enough that I can clean it out, but I'm more worried about this thing retaining water than getting some sand in it.